We live?
I hope so.
Nope, it's not showing me.
Here we are.
Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. You've been working, but you're flirting with the weekend. You can freak out. One in a million. You're a gem shine when the light grows dim. Sing
We're sharing that.
'Cause no one can do it like
Like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. 'Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. 'Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
Okay, let's go.
Hello, hello.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Generation Shine.
Oh,
What it do,
My man.
everybody? It is your boy
what it
Nelly,
is.
and we are live. Literally, like we are live today. How y'all doing today? Thank you guys and ladies for supporting us and showing us love. We appreciate everything. So I got to introduce my handsome colleagues today in the building. Let's start off with the man of many birthdays. He is our fearless leader. He is a man that never ages. It's our boy.
What's going on, everybody? This is Messiah. Yes, and happy birthday to myself.
Oh, happy
Salud.
birthday. My bad. When was it today?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
What?
Damn, I didn't get no notifications. My bad, bro. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Thank you.
He's turning 15 today.
1,500, maybe.
Or 15 million. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, right? It's about about as long as the galaxy, 15 billion. Is that how long the universe has been around? I can't remember. He knows. He created it.
Yeah, exactly. He knows.
Yeah, he saw Adam and Eve. He saw what happened.
He's their father.
Anyways, next we have up. I'm gonna go with my sexy man over there. So, ladies. I understand that what you're looking at may seem like a sports team on a shirt, but it's really a representation of what's down below. It's my boy.
What up? It's your boy, the monster on the mic.
Sue.
It's Sheck Monster. What's going on?
Listen.
Oh, never know where these
Listen,
things
I'm
are going with
drinking.
these intros.
I'm drinking. I almost choked
like-
out here, bro.
I like
Last,
that one.
stay like that. Last but not least, it's my man of many talents. He'll take your pictures. He'll make sure you eat good. He'll make sure you drink good with the coquito. And the pinky up is just a representation of what he'll do to you later on once you drink the coquito. It's my boy.
Ooh, see your boy Gordo out here. How you ladies and gentlemen doing? Especially you ladies. I got coquito on deck. Just hit me up. I got Nutella coquito just for you and me. Arr. Slide.
And pistachio.
And pistachio. See?
I don't know.
We're all over the place.
I like the Nutella idea with the pistachio.
Oh,
Pistachio
listen,
one is
listen.
actually good. Surprisingly good.
You know, it's funny, man. I used to get coquito given to me when I lived down there by people all the time. And I'll admit, I'm that guy, man. That shit would just sit in my fridge. My roommate used to drink it sometimes, but I can't even remember the taste of coquito. Like, it's been that long, I feel like.
What? Coquito's so good, especially during the holidays. Like, you can drink it all year long, but during the holidays, it just, I don't know, tastes even better.
We don't even do eggnog up here. We're not like even that type of family, but I got to find some people to make me some coquito so I can
I'll
have
ship you
for
some.
a show. Oh, ship it. You got my
Ship it.
address, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't think he has your address because you didn't have Messiah's birthday. Anyways,
Oh, God
Damn.
damn.
oh, shit.
Okay. Listen, I didn't think he
bad.
was even talking to me after last week. So the fact that I'm still in the show, like, I mean,
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have a small disclaimer on the show. You must have a wife or a husband in order to make sure that you get woken up.
Yeah, because you know, if you don't, you get yelled at. That's what it comes down to. You get in trouble. I got in trouble.
Pretty much.
I'm
He
working
did
If you
get
don't
in
wake
trouble.
up,
Yeah, I mean,
Listen,
if you don't wake up on time to make it to the show because your imaginary wife didn't wake you up, you're gonna wear an up,
and this
puppy.
is the thing that killed me. It's like, dude, if I planned on taking a nap, I would have set an alarm. There was no planning on taking a nap. I just fell asleep, and my phone's on vibrate. I don't hear it ring. Like, it wasn't intentional. I'm like, oh, fuck this. Nap time for me. Like, I'm watching TV, waiting for the show to start. Had some extra time. Next thing I know, I wake up. Oh, shit, the show's over.
Yeah.
It was
I
done
was
so.
pissed, bro.
Speaking of Messiah being pissed, how about Brady last week? Let's jump into a little monster sports.
Come on,
A monster week in sports, but it's
In
okay. You'll
sports.
get the name right at some point before you leave.
at some point.
Hey, you'll get right there. You know what time we do the show every day, but go ahead.
Oh, my Lord.
Okay. We pop it
My
off.
Lord.
All right, no,
pop
this
it
week
off,
in
boy.
sports, there's some things that definitely were exciting, and there are things that weren't. I mean, if anybody who watched the Sunday night game, nationally televised, boy, oh boy. I mean, what was that? That display was just horrific.
That was embarrassing.
Everybody said week one when the Saints spanked the Bucks. Oh, well, they're new. They're getting used to their team. They got to feel it out. Give them time. Come Sunday night, man, they just spanked them even harder.
Dude, they got two quarterbacks. They're rotating quarterbacks. Threw them off completely.
They used 3 quarterbacks because I heard Jameis Winston got in the game.
Oh, yeah,
because
at
there was
the end.
nothing else that they were beating him so damn bad.
Yeah.
They let
3
Winston go against his
quarterbacks.
own team. Oh my goodness.
God dang.
It was ridiculous. And then the lowly old Patriots over there barely pulling out a victory against the Jets. I mean, come on, bro. You're losing the entire game until the end. Oh, they are looking bad.
You know what's crazy though? That even though it's a 0-8 Jets, just to win that game, it just felt good. Like, we've been on a losing streak, it just felt good. Like, oh my God, like, we have to win this game at least for the insanity.
And it
for
did
the
not look like you were going to. That's the
Dude,
crazy part.
No.
Dude, it looked like
and
you guys are playing pre-K. That's what you guys
on dogs, it looked like that was a pass interference, bro. That was a pass interference. To me, it was.
I'll tell you what, though. Then there you have the team that is only technically 1 game back in the division, has lost a lot of games by a very close margin. But I tell you what, if we play the Washington football team, I didn't say it, almost did. If we play the Washington football team every week, we'd be undefeated, and that's the New York Giants. Throw it up for our second dub of the year, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
We're on the rise. We're on the rise, Shaq.
Other surprising games, I got to say, I was a little disappointed in Pittsburgh's performance against Dallas. They should have just spanked them. Dallas held in there and made that a game. That was a little disappointing to me. I think that definitely should have went down like that. I mean, other than that, I mean, the biggest thing I'm excited about right now, I'll be honest with you, is not even in football. It's in golf. And the Masters are here. And it's not
I played golf today.
Oh, dude, I haven't played in like 2 weeks, and I'm fiending. I'm like, I'm shaking because the
when I seen that, I thought
stuff.
when I seen that, I thought Shaq Monster was visiting. I'm like, oh, so he's visiting also, and
doesn't
Nelly
love
come
me
and
that
say
much.
hi because
He
I'm like,
doesn't love me
Nelly
that much.
playing golf. Nelly playing golf. I found that weird.
Yeah, no, dude, listen, I'm trying to come, but I got like 4 managers out at work. We're having to use temp managers. Like they would literally probably fire me if I left right now. Like, dude, I've been trying to. My dad just had surgery too, so like I can't even go see him. So it is what it is. Though we get by.
Hope he gets better soon.
No, it wasn't
Yeah,
surgery like
me
that.
too.
He had some hip or knee issues. I don't know what it is. He's old. That's all I can tell you. And when people get old, things happen to them. What can you do? So he's just trying to fix it and get better. But
hey, he just needs to do a Q&A with Messiah. That's all.
yeah, well, that's true. I mean, I will say that according to him, there was he got a check mark that everything went well. And speaking of check marks, the first topic we want to talk about tonight is about Adidas or Nike. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I like
Ooh.
that. I like
The
that.
check
Yeah.
or the 3 lines. You know what I'm saying? And
Three for the stripes, bro. Three for the
yeah, 3
stripes.
for the stripes. And I definitely think the man that needs to kick this off is the man who is obviously on Team Nike, but let's see what he has to say. My boy Nelly, because I don't think he's ever shown an Adidas on Sneaker of the Day, but that's okay.
Oh, nobody said it's actually, yeah, he hasn't shown any, has he?
It's all Nike all day. Like, I already know the answer, but I want to know why. Why are you only a Nike?
So, hi, how y'all doing today?
Hey, he got mesmerized by his shoes. He's like, oh my gosh, look at them in the background. They're so beautiful. Oh my gosh, wait, they're all Nike. There's not a single Adidas.
Look at all this. Bam,
Sheesh.
bam, bam. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on the other house. So
listen, this guy's
yeah.
got so many shoes, he has to have 2 homes to keep them in. What is going on here?
Sheesh.
Yeah, so for me, man, there's a lot of Adidas out there, and don't get me wrong, like some of them they're just not my style. Like Nikes, I can get crazy variations of them, for that suits me. So, that's why I enjoy Nike. Granted, like now there are Adidas that are like comfortable. So I owned 1 pair of Adidas, to be honest with you. I threw them away because I messed them up. But funny enough, my 1 pair of Adidas, Sheckman knows, I bought a whole Adidas outfit. Remember when we went to San Antonio just to go to Six Flags? I bought a whole Adidas outfit just to go to Six Flags.
Yeah,
dude.
Unfortunately, I got to Six Flags. I just wasn't allowed to stay there.
Yeah, I remember that.
I need to know what happened. I need to know that story.
What happened was he was laying down the whole day in the park.
Let's put it like this. I was asked
Here we go.
to leave the premises.
Right there.
Oh, Jesus. This coquito's good.
Right for you right there. The reminisce. Yeah, so Sheck Monster had a monster day.
Monster night.
Oh, it was monster.
Oh,
Look, I just picked these pairs up of Adidas for my lady. Look, they're still new. She hasn't even worn
for your
it.
lady, not for you though.
No, I know, but at least I bought her some. Damn.
Okay.
They look nice. So
let me ask you this. So Nike for you is because of the fact that it's they just have more styles you're into?
Yeah. That's the reason why for me.
But here's my question, and I want you guys to jump in next, Mazai and Goldo. But like, I don't know. I'll wait and talk about what I think is which. But
look at that.
Don't you get the impression? And this is my impression from history. Like when you watch stuff about music and hip hop and urban, aren't Adidas more urban though than Nike? Like Mazai,
yes.
What do you think?
Well, that's what I was going to get to.
Go ahead then.
Yeah, so growing up in Boston, like we at least in my city, in the projects I grew up in, we had something called an Adidas tree. So for those of you out there, what Adidas tree up in Boston, well down in Boston, basically what we used to do is whenever you get rid of your old sneakers, some people throw them in cable wires, like the electric wires, right? We used to throw them in a tree, and this whole tree would especially in the winter, the whole tree would be hanging with Adidas. So we call it the Adidas tree. So whenever we just threw it, we threw it up there. So Adidas was a thing, right? But also remember, we grew up with Run DMC. Well, I grew up with Run DMC, and that was a big movement in hip hop.
Yep.
And one of the songs was My Adidas. So it was all, especially when breakdancing was around. It was Pumas, Adidas. They were big when it came to breakdancing and top rocking and all that. So Nike was there, but it wasn't as big. Nike did not become big, I believe, in my opinion, until Jordan started they partnered with Jordan and make it more commercial. Because even as a sport, Adidas was a huge sports, right? Especially in the soccer and all that. And then Converse, I remember Converse because of Patrick Ewing and the Celtics. They used to, Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird and all that. They used to wear the Converse. And Nike wasn't huge. They were looking for something. They was looking to break into the market. And they used Jordan. And Jordan was the perfect person. That's why the success of Nike is thanks to Jordan, the partnership between Jordan and them. But for me, it's always going to be 3 for the stripes, Adidas. And that's just I grew up with that. And Missy Elliott used to love rocking Adidas, and that was her suit. I remember having the windmill suits, and that was
Oh,
my shit.
oh, yes,
So for
yes.
me, it's three for the stripes, bro.
Perfect
Adidas.
perfect collaboration. All right, you got Jordan.
Yep.
All right. Oh,
Okay.
that looks beautiful.
Yeah, I still haven't worn these. I bought these months ago.
So Goldo, what do you got on it? What's your take?
For me, I'm with Messiah, just because. Okay, to be fair, Nike sneakers are amazing. They look beautiful, yes, but when they start to look really nice, you're spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot. Yes, for sneakerheads and consumer, that's nothing. But for shoes that I'm just gonna wear, crease, get messed up, I'm not willing to spend 150, 200. Like, yes, they look amazing, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather spend some 80, $90 on some Adidas that I'm gonna rock everywhere and still look good. Because they're comfortable and they still look nice. Don't get me wrong. If I had
I
money to
know,
ball out like Messiah over here, then yeah, I'll go Nikes all day. But
but bro,
Like,
if
like
you buy if you buy
Messiah.
if you buy a pair of some like NMD R1s or EQT, like they're like a buck 50, buck 60, but bro, those are like pillows on your feet. I
oh,
bought
I
those
know.
specific. I spent that money just to go to Six Flags, just because I wanted to be comfortable on my feet. And
Oh no, I
and my
know.
my wife still has them too. I got her a couple other pairs of those, and she's like, they're like the most comfortable shoes in the world.
So here's the breakdown, if you ask me, right? In between the two companies, they're so starkly different that's what makes them both successful, right?
Yeah.
I think the reason Adidas is so big in the music urban industry is they are more street. And what I mean by that is like you going out on the town, you throw on those Adidas, right? You just Nike's for that traditional sneakerhead, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but Nikes are more sports, right? I'm going to go out and play basketball. I want to, I want that kind of, like, Jordan made it that way too. Like, they're not the shoe, like, you don't see people going out to the club, and if you can wear tennis shoes, they ain't wearing Nikes, really. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter what design they got, what style they got. I feel like they still trying to rock some Adidas. Is there anything better than that classic white Adidas with black stripes? You know what I'm saying? You can wear that shit with damn near anything. You know what I'm saying? Like
Anything.
there's just it kind of depends.
But you
on
can
your
do the same
vibe.
thing with Air Force.
With Air Force Ones, baby, Air
Oh
Force.
yeah,
Air Force
no.
One.
You mean you curse some
Just
people with
a little
those?
Nelly, aka Nelly.
Ooh.
My Air Force Ones. So listen, I'm not saying you can't, but when you're thinking about going out and chilling, Adidas are more iconic. Wait, is he gonna get his copyright in
I
trouble?
like my top tens. The top 10 Adidas, right? Those are fly. I used to have a pair of those. Those are my favorite Adidas.
It's just one of those things. Like, listen, I like them both. I'm not a sneaker guy like that, so I will say the one shoe that I covet more than any other shoe ever is probably going to be the throwback Jordans, the ones that were. I know it sounds corny. People are gonna laugh probably, but them Jordans from Into the Spider-Verse movie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like,
okay.
Those
That looks fire. What you mean?
dude, those like I'm telling you, I will spend
Those
like
are classics.
$200.
Aren't those the retros?
Yeah, those are the red. I'll spend
When he
like
first
$200
played
on
in the
a pair of
NBA?
those.
Yeah,
When he first played in the NBA?
Well, good luck because they're like $600.
Okay, well, never mind.
Yeah, but
I'll find some
those were
knockoffs.
drawn into Miles Morales' feet, so they didn't
That's
cost
fine.
him anything.
I'll
Anyways,
find listen, I'll get some shikes, okay, and I'll wear them bitches all over the place. So I'm good
But-
with that.
Shikes.
so
Oh, man,
even
check
though
Shikes.
I am an Adidas person, my wife got me these. I want these off. Look at them, and I love these because look at that Patriot sneakers.
Oh, those are ugly as fuck.
Look at that.
Ooh,
So I'm gonna
man.
rock these
Ooh.
for the next
You
go.
know
Look
what?
at that,
I'm all Adidas now. Fuck Nike. If they're gonna make some ugly shit like that, I don't
bro.
know.
I'm an Adidas person, but I love these Nikes, bro. Look at that.
Not gonna lie, they look nice. Not gonna lie, they look nice.
That's
They
the
look nice.
anti-sneaker of the day we just had, guys. I hope everybody knows.
Yo. Hey,
Anti-sneaker.
hey. I don't know why you're talking shit because it's right there for you, Shaq Monson.
But it looks too much like the Patriots now, and now you're throwing out the price
It's
that his
the
wife
same
paid.
thing.
That's kind of
It's
messed
same
up. Now
thing, just different
now he
team.
knows how much his wife paid for his birthday present.
How about those? How about those? A little better for you?
All right, those are dope. All right, I like those. Those are dope. That blue with the white, that's dope. Okay, that'd go great with
He's
this.
gonna like
Yo, my
those.
birthday's coming up, fellas. My birthday's coming up. I want to pitch in. Look, 3 people divided by 130. It's not much.
Nah, Mazai's gonna forget like you did his.
You can't
Go
forget
ahead.
mine. Damn it. It's
When is
okay.
yours? Christmas?
Yes. See, you even
Yes.
remembered. You don't even know me.
What? End the call.
Oh my goodness.
You don't even know me.
What's next?
I was
Damn.
about to hop up into it, and when we talk about hopping up into it, I know I'll probably get some backlash on this one, but we're talking about people that hop over the border with immigrants and people who are citizens. And I didn't pick this topic. I'm just trying to find a good segue. So understand, don't get mad at me, world, on here and start blowing me up that
Because a white guy said it.
We talked about it before. Don't cancel culture me. But Messiah, you threw it out there. What do you mean by the difference between citizens and immigrants? Because kind of doesn't sound great when I'm saying it out loud.
It did. When I was writing up the topic, it didn't. I didn't write it where it come off as nice,
Looks
right?
like you were trying to milk something.
So yeah. So
La coquita.
So basically is this, right? Where I grew up, right, in Boston, a city out of Boston called Lawrence, Massachusetts, right? And what I noticed that the predominantly was Latinos, and also was between Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, right? And I always looked at it as, right, with Dominicans that do go there, right? Immigrants, they need a green card to get in and all that. They will open up shops, open up like clothing stores and all that. And I'm like, these people come here, they come with a dream, and they come here to hustle, become successful, and build shops. The majority, and I'm using my family as reference because I never use any other Latino. I use my family because I was always around them. Was like, come on, look, we don't have anything. We never started anything. We don't have any shops. How come we don't have this? And I just feel like but the majority was more like comfortable and didn't have that urge to go be successful. Didn't have that. How come we don't own shops and we speak the language? How come we don't have that desire? And I'm not speaking about every Latino here or every immigrant and every citizen. But if you notice when you come here, the majority of the immigrants that come here, they come here with a dream and they built something.
So I guess real quick though, what's the difference between an immigrant and a citizen?
Besides citizenship?
I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like you're trying to define a certain type of people, but you don't want to say it out loud. Because here's my thing.
What?
Well, everybody's an immigrant until they become a citizen, right?
Yes.
So are you saying that they change their work ethic or their behaviors or their drive once they get the card?
Not really.
Or are you so then are you talking realistically about illegals versus legals?
No, I'm talking about how people that come here, they become legal. They get their green card and they become citizen, but they accomplish. Like they become doctors. They own like restaurants. They become successful. And then you have people that are born in this country, like myself, or people that are just born here, no matter what race, what background it is, not what nationality background it is besides American, that they don't have that. They don't have that desire to do that. They don't have that work ethic.
So it's Americans versus immigrants. That's what I'm trying to talk about.
Yes.
Because I'm like citizens, like everybody becomes a citizen. That's what I'm trying to understand. Yeah. So what you're saying is, for instance, the immigrant who comes over becomes a citizen, right? Because you have to be an immigrant first, and they have all this drive and work ethic, and then their children are considered. I mean, even though the citizen's American, but the children are become Americans, right? They're born here. They grow up with it. And you're saying kind of like, well, what's the difference between those individuals and their parents, right? It's that drive, that desire, the and all this stuff. So what you're saying is America makes people weak.
Well, it's not that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is people that come in here that we would our biggest like back. Let's back up 4 months ago, right? 4 years ago, where they wanted to close the border, they want to do this, they want to do that, right? And I don't want to get political about it, but the way I see it is most people that come here, they come and do something with themselves. And the majority of the American and of the people that already was born and raised here and that are citizens here, they don't have the drive to do it. Like think about it. They don't speak the language, right? But they're smart enough to open up like I just say a Chinese restaurant. They open up a Chinese restaurant and they open up a business and we eat what they learn to eat in their country. We eat in their and they Americanize it and we fall in love with it. So it becomes a company. It becomes a culture thing, right? What do we eat? Like, and I'm speaking about how I grew up and around what I was surrounded by, which is different from Florida. Florida, I noticed a lot of people in Florida, these kids are on it. Like the college graduates and they're on it. I'm talking about my upbringing. Right.
All right.
So that's
I'm
basically
gonna
what
let
I'm
somebody
saying.
else jump in because I could dissect this shit all day.
Go ahead.
And rip into
Dissect
you.
it.
All right. So,
Go ahead.
all right. You
Go
want me to?
ahead.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like
Yeah, go ahead.
This
Okay.
is a Shek and Messiah one.
Listen.
Yeah.
dead ass because
This is what I need from you though. Like this is the one downside that you do sometimes. You bring this shit up, but you don't have anything factual to back it up, right?
I
so
do.
what is the percentage of immigrants who become
That
citizens?
I don't have.
Okay, that's my point. So what is the percentage of immigrants who become citizens versus native-born Americans, right? Because to sit there and make that blanketed statement that they work harder, they strive for more, and they do all these things, okay, well, guess what? Their percentage of individuals are probably smaller than native-born Americans. But there's a lot of native-born Americans that go out there and do that same shit. Now, granted, are there a lot of fucking lazy assholes out there? Abso-freaking-lutely, okay? But to sit there and quantify it because they're immigrants and because they're looking for citizenship, they work harder than the natural-born American at a blanketed statement, I just think is a little ignorant. Without having
but that's why
facts to
I
back
made
it
it.
up.
But that's why I made it a statement. That's why I made the statement was I'm only speaking about how I grew up, about my family and how I grew up. Like,
Listen,
around my
I get
family.
it. Boston
Yeah.
has a lot of lazy, pathetic,
No.
handout asking, like entitled. Sorry, a lot of entitled dumb people there. I don't disagree. Boston is an
first of
entitled
all,
state. Like
if we're talking about
entitled
Boston,
county,
if you're gonna throw Boston up there like that,
Boston's not a state. Just so you know.
if you're talking about Boston and you want to talk about Boston, the best colleges and the smartest colleges are up there. So
That's
don't
fine.
even start.
And guess what? They're
Don't
all
even start.
entitled.
So don't even
Everybody's
start.
entitled. Bunch of entitled people running around. And yeah, so the immigrants and the citizens are working harder than the all the people are like, well, I got my mommy's and daddy's money and I'm okay because they're gonna pay for me. Like, yeah, they're okay, they're entitled. And you know what, Boston, if you're watching this shit and you don't like it, I don't care. Cause y'all a bunch of entitled racist people. And that's just the way it goes. So you know what? I get where
Racist,
you're
I would
coming
say
from.
yes.
But the rest of the world, it's not necessarily that's the way it is. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I just the
I'm
way
from
I, the way.
Massachusetts, and they call us mass holes. That's it. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Back to my
this is,
coquito.
I put it to you this way. My neighborhood, I grew up. There's Chinese restaurants. There was Dominican barbershops, convenience stores, all owned by Indian people. Like there was a lot of people. I grew up with a lot of immigrants, but they have their own stuff.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what was the percentage? Man, I'm gonna get so blasted for these questions. I already know it. What's the percentage of white America in your neighborhood?
Bro, I just tell you this: in 2000, before I moved out, 68%, more than 68% of that population was Latino.
Okay, so here's my point. You're talking about a demographic of people. So
that's why I said around my neighborhood where I grew up.
Why wouldn't those people create businesses to serve their own people, right? Like, so what you're saying is, why didn't white people move into the neighborhood and create businesses? Is that what you're asking? Like, I don't understand what you mean.
No, I'm just saying that, because I try to talk to my sisters and try to give them, I try to motivate them and be like, hey, listen, if a guy that just comes to this country is able to build a shop, make money, and doesn't even speak the language, why can't we do it?
because he's surrounding himself around the same people who maybe speak the language but don't want to, right? So it depends on the demographic of the area, right? So if you go into a demographic of an area that's predominantly Spanish speaking, right, and you can't speak English, you're going to be okay, right? You're not going to go into white, like, you know, a black or white or I don't know, Indian, you know, neighborhood and open up a Spanish joint and not speak any of that language, right? Like you're gonna be in an area of the, like it's not that hard. It's not like, dude, it's like 1 + 1 = 2, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah. I just find it like
The reality is this. I don't disagree with you though. I'm saying these things because the way you're bringing it up pokes holes in it.
Yeah.
Do you know why that immigrants and people trying to be citizens have a different work ethic than Americans? It's about where they come from. And that's the problem with their children, right? So these people are coming from very poor economies, very poor countries, and they probably were around, you know, like tyrants in their country possibly. Like I meet people all the time that come from South America, and some of those countries, when they tell me the stories about the shit that's going down there, it's mind-blowing. Like it's like literally people are dying in the streets. Like the military runs over everything. Like it's freaking crazy, right? So yeah, they're gonna come here and they're gonna have a different level than somebody who's born here, and life's not just as hard. That's why their children are still gonna be successful, but they're not gonna have the same work ethic because they don't go through those hardships, right? Listen, you take a kid off the street who spent his life like eating, like trying to eat out the dumpsters and stuff, there's a 50-50 chance he's gonna have a better work ethic than a kid that is fed filet mignon 3 nights a week with lobsters the other 2. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a upbringing part of it. I feel like it's not about immigrant, you know, becoming a citizen. It's about what is your background? What is your upbringing? That's what brings you into it.
valid point. But that's what I was trying to like get to.
That's what I'm talking about. Fellas,
but that's what I was trying to get to. Like,
to this real quick.
No, they're too busy
I'm
blowing up the chat.
I'm having a blast in the chat.
Listen, this is y'all fight.
Anybody listen? I am the commentator 101. Let me know. I got it.
What's the you want to add, though?
I do.
Go ahead.
Check Monster did this to you.
No, not really, because I'm not. We weren't fighting about that. What he got me is on the numbers. I didn't pull up numbers, and he's right. But I was basing it on my upbringing, my surroundings, and discussions that I have with people. I'm like, how do these people come right here, not speaking the language, right, and they become successful? And then I'm surrounded about people that do speak the language, and they just rely on government to help them out. So it's kind of like you gotta change that mentality. It has to move. But it's like there's no excuses.
There was no government support for those people. That's the difference. Generations later, there are support. Those people realize, well, fuck it, I can get paid by the system. You know, I'll stay at home during COVID and collect my extra $600 a month rather than going to work. But an immigrant ain't coming over here knowing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about working the system. But, you know, when we talk about the system and working things, right? Why are you laughing over there, Goldo?
Okay.
If you read the chat, you're just going to die.
So when we talking about working the system, right? There's a lot of work going into the system to make changes, okay? And one of the biggest changes that are going on during this election time is the war on drugs. Now, I remember when I was a kid, and I know Messiah remembers, that was like the political like launching point. War on drugs. Drugs
say no
bad.
to drugs.
Don't do drugs. Ooh.
Dare.
Right? Am I wrong?
The DARE program.
Right.
The DARE program.
Dude, I had to do that shit in fucking elementary school. Fucking had my DARE shirt. DARE. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, don't do drugs, whatever. And nowadays, right? All of a sudden, New Jersey legalized marijuana. Oregon legalized every drug in the book. Like, there's all these states, right, that are starting to change their view on drugs and their effect and what they do and this and that. So I want to throw it off to my boy Goldo to start it off. And, what do you feel about this? Like, is this something that we should be more progressive on, like Europe? Or should we start to rein it in a little bit? Because are we getting out of control, allowing drugs just to be the new norm? Like, what do you feel?
I don't know. We're letting a Messiah talk about topics without researching it. So,
that's why Messiah is not being included right now. I asked Goldo, like, what are your beliefs? What do you think?
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 110% honest with you. I was reading the chat, so I did not pay attention to what question you asked me. I'm sorry.
All right. So what I asked you is what do you feel about drugs, right? Should we be more open to it? Like this country is starting to become like Europe, who has a very lax law on drugs, or should we rein it back in and maybe crack down a little bit more again? Because it's changed. Like I said, Oregon, right? It's Oregon that can they've legalized any drug in the book, right? Yeah. New Jersey is one of the first major states in the Northeast to legalize marijuana completely, right? Like, what side of the scale do you think we should be on? You know what I'm saying? What is
it's actually Massachusetts. Let's get that right, Massachusetts.
No, that's not a state. That's just a dumpster.
It's like, you mean New York is a dumpster?
No.
Except for the northeast, the northwest part of it, which is beautiful. You actually get some trees. The southeast part of it, it's like you're walking in a sewer. It's like urine. It smells like urine. The whole New York smells like urine. I'm sorry, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Nobody cares what you said. Can you let Goldo talk? We've been waiting
Go
on
ahead,
him.
Goldo.
I mean, listen. So I'm gonna get a little bit personal with this one because due to drugs, my dad did pass away of a drug overdose a couple years ago. So when it comes to drugs, yes, they should be more controlled. Because if they're more easy to access, more people are gonna die of drug overdose. Yes, I do get it. Like some people, I don't know how to word this out without. Okay, drugs should be illegal. That's it. It should be more controlled towards the to where you purchase or acquire it. Yes, but some like marijuana, that's a herb that's proven to help you with your joint pains and stuff like that. So that should be more on the legal side. It's just like
All right, so
coke is
so
a
you're
leaf.
on the
It's a
so you're
seed.
on the view it should be more determined what it does, right? Like I get what you're saying. Marijuana has scientific evidence to say it supports certain aspects of medical things, right?
yes,
But we shouldn't just go crazy like Europe and like allow anything
correct.
to go down. Okay.
Correct.
Nelly, what do you got?
Controlled, yes.
well, I
Free-handed.
definitely think so. Like, obviously, if you do the proper research, like marijuana is not killing anybody.
Nobody has died.
But
Yes.
the problem here, and states are getting, with the program, but when you think the grand scheme of it, like truly the government can't control it. That's why they don't just make it legalized anywhere, right?
No.
So, I think personally, it is what it is at this point. Like, but I think that if they're gonna legalize it, right, legalize it everywhere, but make strict laws against like driving under their influence or doing things like that of that nature, like really crack down on it to possibly reduce obviously those situations from occurring, any accidents or things of that nature.
Here's and I don't mean to jump in, but I'm gonna be that devil's advocate of stuff. Here's the thing that I got a question then. Like alcohol, right? If you're over a certain limit, you breathe and they can test you immediately, right?
Yep.
Or you have to go out and walk the line, like freaking Johnny Cash. But how do you test for marijuana?
I mean, I joined the military, for those who don't know. But I peed in the cup. It gave me the answer within freaking 6 seconds. Like, honestly, but I don't know how you make that happen. I don't know how you make that happen on the street.
Piss in a cup?
No, you just,
and then add another you broke the law another way. If you put by pissing on the streets.
I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm not saying you're wrong. There are some things that are making it a little bit more difficult because, and here's the thing though, about piss in the cup. And this is the difference. That's a problem, right? What if I smoked yesterday? I piss in that cup and I didn't smoke. I'm still going to be positive, right?
True.
Yeah, but that's like getting pulled over and saying, "Hey, you got marijuana card?" No, it smells like marijuana. Yeah, I smoked 10 hours ago.
That's different. We're talking about
But-
like the difference of testing somebody from under the influence, right? If I'm drinking yesterday, I'm not going to blow an alcohol level the next day. Well, I mean, I could.
You will. It won't be as high.
If I was in San Antonio, I would have. But you know what I'm saying? But, you know, normally speaking, you won't. So what happens then with marijuana? Because what if it's a week ago I smoked? I'll still test positive. You know what I mean?
I know. I feel you, Shaq. But like, you know, if you get pulled over, I mean, you know, if you just smoked in your car, like,
no, but
you
that's
know.
the thing. I might not have smoked in my car, but what you're saying is it's about the way you drive.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what if I'm not driving good, but I didn't smoke in my car? What if I smoked in my house an hour before? Right. But that's where the line gets crossed is like, well, okay, I smoked an hour before and yeah, I'm going to get pulled over for driving on the influence. But what if I'm just a shitty driver, right? Like Messiah, and I get pulled over, but I didn't smoke for like 4 days.
I don't know. Well, listen, we're in America. I'm sure they can figure some shit out to go ahead and test that.
Listen, I'm just
but and so actually, I'll give you devil's advocate. You want to hear this shit?
Oh,
so if you do get pulled over and you have marijuana, there's like a loophole right now with the system where you just say, "Oh, it's hemp," and they can't test it, and because there's no testing for hemp or not, and that's it. You can't get a ticket or anything for having the marijuana. So that's actually a little loophole.
Well, I will say this: you're right.
Listen, you potheads.
I will say you're right on this. That if you get pulled over with marijuana in the vehicle, and they think you're under the influence, but you can't produce a receipt to show that it was recently purchased, because once again, it goes back to, well, what if I just bought it, right? Like if I go to the dispensary and I buy, half an ounce of some of that Kush, I don't know. I'm not into marijuana like I used to be when I was young, but if I buy a half ounce of that Kush and I'm driving home with it and I get pulled over, well, I can't be arrested. It's legal. I haven't done, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I guess you'd have to have proof of purchase then. Like, I could understand that.
I mean, it's just like you try to walk out of Best Buy with a TV. You don't have a receipt. I mean, you got to show them something.
So go ahead, Messiah.
But here's my thing, though, because we stick into the subject of just marijuana, right? But Oregon just
well, I was about to jump into that. You're in my head. See,
Oregon just said every drug is legal.
Everybody, this is what he does. I'm about to say something, and somehow he finds a way
what the
to
fuck are you talking about? Yeah.
Every time. This is like
because I'm
miss.
listening to the conversation, and I'm like, okay, we just sticking to marijuana.
So here's the next drug that we're going to talk about, because it's not just Oregon, Denver, Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Or Colorado, I guess that's the state. Denver's
Colorado, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, Denver's the city.
Oh, no, it's not about the smoking. Shrooms are illegal in that state.
Illegal?
Legal. I can legally take mushrooms in that state, and I will not get in trouble. So what is your take on mushrooms?
I didn't mean to give you mushroom, girl. Didn't want to bring you to my world.
See, this is now not going to be allowed to be played because we're going to get copyright infringement because of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I
think, though.
Dude, that was the first song I ever heard by him. Dude, and I didn't even know what to make of it. Like, I'm sitting in my living room in high school or middle school. I can't remember what it was. And I heard that song. I'm like, this dude's fucked up. That shit is just like that. I was like, nah, man. I don't know. And then, he changed a little bit. But that first album, oh, man, that shit was crazy.
Yo, but this is what I think, right? See, marijuana is one thing. Marijuana should go legal, right? It's across it should be across the nation, right? And Oregon just said, hey, fuck it, we're just going to legalize everything.
Europe. But they made Europe. Yeah, they became Europe.
Yeah, but think about
Crackheads.
I grew up where I seen the side effects of crackheads, dope, and all that. These guys can't even operate. Now we don't. I don't know. I don't know if they say it's legal, but you can't do this and you can't do that, or it's legal because I again, like you would say, I'm talking without facts. But like how to what extent is it legal? Is it legal that you can use it and just in your own house? Or is it legal you can chill outside and do it and walk the whole fucking neighborhood?
Well, most of these things that people are putting out there, it's home use, number one. Number two, the argument, and I'm not saying I agree with it. Understand what I'm saying. There's a huge argument by people that a lot of the things that we will criminalize in this country are not criminalized in Europe. And they say that Europe has a lower issue of drug usage than we do in America. So one of the biggest arguments, and I'm not saying it should be an argument or not. Oh, I lost a button. Sorry. But the argument is...
That was random.
I know. I just realized my keyboard, it popped off. One of the biggest arguments that they have out there
it's
is...
built like the Jets. Keep going.
So one of the biggest arguments that are out there is the reason that people abuse it is because it's not allowed, right? It's that old adage, and I used to hate this shit.
Reverse psychology.
Right?
Reverse psychology.
Well, no, this is the old adage. Underage kids drink in excess because they're not allowed to drink.
They can't. Yep.
And once they become old enough to drink, they don't drink as much as they did before they became 21 because they lose the appeal or this and that. And so people will argue, and Goldo, I'll let you go next because you're shaking your head. But
I'm saying I agree with you.
Oh, no. Well, I thought you had something else to say about it. But there's an argument out there that it's all based on the fact that we're not allowed to do it. So we're going to do it harder and more because we have to go through the strengths and the back channels to do it versus Europe. Where
it's more exciting.
It's they took the excitement out of it. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Well, I mean, I know in PR, like you're 18, you could drink. Like,
sure, 18, you're 9, you can walk. You can drink.
You can go to a liquor store and get somebody's beer and then come back and you're walking with a beer. Here's beer.
Yeah,
I remember being 7 years old. My tia would be like, "Give me a caneca at the store over there." I'll go get her little rum. Here you go.
I agree with you, Shaq Monster. Like, I mean, you pull the chase, you pull the fun out of it, right? And then you stop the hustling. I mean, I wouldn't say every drug to be legalized, but like you stop the hustling, you
don't
from those.
Stop it, but you cut it down. I will agree. Like
you cut it down.
Yeah.
Like I mean, obviously, like you can get what you can get, right? But at that point, like you go to freaking the dispensaries and stuff like that, and now it becomes more of a business,
Well,
but yeah, but I think like I mean I don't know, like I wouldn't say every drug. So, but like I said, I don't have fact. I won't speak on it to the T because I don't have facts on what does what and what not because
so,
there could be something that does good to people.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I think this is the one thing that people. This is the only argument that I don't like. Right. And it's. I think it might have been brought up in this chat. It's been a lot of things going on in it, so I may be wrong, but people like to say that weed's okay because it comes from nature, right? And then that
was Coke.
Well, not really. That has to be manufactured by.
It has to be put together, but it's actually a leaf.
So that's my point.
Oh, okay.
Weed, you could pull off a leaf, right? You could break it down, roll it, and smoke it. So that's why Denver, for instance, or Colorado. I keep on saying Denver. Colorado, for instance, is like, well, shrooms, right? They just grow by nature. You don't have to manufacture them afterwards to produce the effect, right? You're like, you can make it into a tea if you want, fine, right? Or you can just literally clean them and pop them and eat them and get the effect. It's your choice, just like marijuana. You can bake it into edibles, but you don't have to, right? So there's this argument, right, of, well, why, if you're going to sit there and make all these claims about marijuana, then why is shrooms, like Colorado does, not allowed? They're both from nature. They're both naturally grown. Like, we're not talking about heroin or coke or all these things that are manufactured by man and have to do all these other things to get it. You know what I'm saying? Why is that not okay?
But what does shrooms do to you? Over
It's just the
over
poison. It's
over
just
weed.
a toxic thing you get from
It
it.
makes your it's like now once again I don't have the technical scientific facts, but from what I understood growing up, it
You
produces.
say what I understood growing up. Fucking bustero, Brian.
Okay, you're playing
Yeah,
too much
Brian.
Mario.
It makes sure it's a form of what it causes your brain to bleed, which creates a hallucinogenic effect. Not where you
Somebody wrote it on the
see.
chat.
Not
Here we go, here we
psychedelic,
go.
correct. It's not where you necessarily
Yeah.
see something like is an acid. Like there's gel tab acids where you take a gel tab acid and you hallucinate, right? It doesn't necessarily make you hallucinate, but it makes you see things that maybe not completely be there from what I've heard. Not that I've done it. That's just what I've heard. It's, so it can make you see things differently and stuff. So, it's a little bit different that way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Speaking of that, right? I remember a teenager, one of my boys come up to me. He's like, yo, check this out. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? He's like, yo, you got to see this. He goes, grabs a lighter, turns it on. And I'm like, okay, it's a lighter. He's like, dude, you don't see that? I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? He's like, you don't see that? He goes, and he makes a noise like if it traces, like if I could see what he's seeing. I guess he was on acid, but he was like seeing a trace. He was explaining to me, you don't see the traces of arms in the fire? I'm like, bro, all I see is your lighter and your hand doing this. Bro, you don't see this? And I was like, I never laughed so hard or thought this guy was so crazy.
Bro,
I was like,
I will
so
say this.
I'll tell you.
I've heard. Go ahead. No,
I'll tell you one story that I saw. This was, I want to say like 17. I was probably 17, 16. So I go with my boy and we're picking up his friend from a house party. And this girl took shrooms. Bruh. Wilding out, bro. Like some exorcist shit. Like she was like, they're coming to get me. Bro, yeah, but
Well,
it reacts
you know what?
differently.
I heard
to
you
other
get two different
people.
effects.
Yes,
I heard you can get two
go
different
ahead.
effects.
Go ahead. It is true. That is true.
Yes.
There's a
Yo,
good
there you
trip,
go. Facts.
There's a good
You got a
trip.
fact.
There's a
Good
bad
job.
trip. And
Yeah.
there's things that cause you. So here's the number one rule, right? Number one, this is what I've heard. Don't know from experience.
I was gonna say. Look at
There's two rules.
Tell us your
right?
secrets.
Rule number one: you don't do that shit unless everybody that's with you does it. You don't want to
what I
be
heard.
tripping around people who aren't tripping, because what they do is they send you into a bad trip. Now I heard a story about somebody who's done it before back in the day, and they went
There
into
once was a story all about how.
and there's people who came around that weren't doing the trip. And one of the things you want to do when you're getting high, because like shrooms do kind of get you to a high level, you want to come down. So marijuana is involved. You want to smoke to come down. And then, I was told by my friends they had this blunt and it was a real thick one to come down from, but somebody came over and stole it because they were mad they weren't tripping with them. And then we can't even play this shit anymore because of this. And so it turns people into a bad trip. So you got to be careful the people you do that shit around if you ever were to go out and do it. Not that I ever have.
Well, I just give you an example of one of my boys' house growing up where I used to go to his house. His house, he had these psychedelic posters with a black light, and he'll be like, yo, we're about to have fun. Boom, closes the door, turn on the black lights, and that was the rest of the day was like spent in that room.
About that new shit though? Like I'm not like I got a couple of my buddies.
I'm a little nervous with Messiah in the dark and the black lights. And,
oh yeah, well, I'm more nervous about his sheets. Those sheets
I think hashtag stains.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard? Oh, damn. Viper sounds like I'm from Jersey. Okay. Man, he's coming at me. Have you guys heard about this new drug? I don't even know the name of it, but it's supposed to make you like see God or something for like 5 minutes. Like it was supposed to be something you take, but now hold on. Like you're making faces. I'm going to literally text this dude and find out the name of it.
I can easily do that.
I think Shex is like, I'm gonna text this dude, hashtag drug dealer. What it is.
Plug, no, hashtag
What was
plug.
that thing? What was that thing? What was that thing? What it was
What
called?
was that,
No,
what was
but
that
they
shit?
made it-
What was that shit you
know
gave me
how-
last night?
No, you know how marijuana got turned into a vape, like a vape type thing where you could like oils and you could smoke it.
Yeah, it's a synthetic drug. It's a synthetic drug.
Well, this drug became synthetic, so you could monetize, like you could like control the amount you take and the amount of effect you get from it. But it's supposed to be crazy, right? And I can't even remember the name of it.
Have you guys seen that thing that went viral? I think it was 2 years ago with the people, I think it was in Russia or somewhere, where they would take it and they would just run into cars and they just go crazy and they just want to fucking like run all over the place.
Wasn't
You
that
guys ever seen
Project Z? That zombie movie? No.
No,
Well,
but what was,
I'm not talking about
hold
the
on.
movie.
What was
Oh.
the drug that made the motherfucker jump out the second floor window, the athlete, into the bush? That shit was hilarious. You guys remember hearing that story?
No.
Oh my God, there was something somebody smoked or took that like it was literally like this shit was a pandemic, and I can't remember what it was, but there was a college athlete that took this shit and jumped out a second story fucking balcony into a bush and like broke his leg and shit because he was tripping balls so bad.
Must have been the
Goddamn.
Jets. It's probably the Jets quarterback.
Listen. At one time, one of my boys, he had some edibles. Edibles don't hit you immediately, right? And he ate a cupcake. He's like, half an hour later, I don't feel nothing. He had another cupcake. Another half an hour later, these have nothing. He ate a cookie.
Yeah.
Mind you, these were all infused.
Oh, Christy, the guy who ate the face in Miami, I think it was the same shit. Sorry, she just typed.
Okay.
I just
You
joined
just
in.
cut off Goldo. Goldo,
I
go
know.
finish your story.
Yo, that my boy, by the end of 8 p.m., he was like, I'm dying. I feel my heart coming out. Like this guy was tripping. We went to the Twisty Treats to get some ice cream. He bought a vanilla waffle cone ice cream. His waffle cone on his hand melted. Like he didn't touch it once. Like he bought it, put it on his hand, or you see the ice cream dripping from both sides. He's like staring at it. It's like, you're gonna eat it? And he's pulled over. He's like, "Me voy a morir." It was the most hilarious shit. Yo, my mom was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, "Me voy a morir." We were
Yo,
dying.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yo, my mom's like, "Yo, get this guy in the shower." We put in the shower, cold water. He's like, "Me voy a morir. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I feel my heart." And we're like, God damn. Like he
That's why they
overate.
call it dope.
Like he was
Out
dying.
there.
That was hilarious.
Viper's killing the chat over here. I see you.
Yeah, he's you know what? I like Viper. He's all interactive tonight.
And Christy too. We got Christy. We got my man Dennis.
You got Dennis.
Everybody,
Is
thank
that
you.
D
Thank you for
nice though?
tuning in.
Is that D nice? Is that what that is?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
You know he hates
That's
it
me.
is.
nice.
Be nice.
Yo,
You know he
what up,
hates you for that.
D-Nice? How you doing, bro? He's talk to you in a minute.
You know he hates you for that.
D-Nice. Oh, he's gonna hate me. I know. That's okay. I don't have to work with him anymore. Yo, D nice.
You're gonna get canceled, right? You know that, right?
Oh, I'm gonna be so canceled after this episode. I'm so not
yeah.
on this show anymore. I'm
So,
sorry, guys.
ladies and gentlemen, heads up. If you don't see him next episode, he got canceled. That's it.
Or he fell asleep again.
Or he fell asleep.
You know what?
He fell
You guys are
asleep on
assholes.
some story that he heard that his boy told him. You know.
I think what happened was not that he's tried them, but I think that might have happened.
No, listen. I will say,
it happens.
you know what? I don't like to smoke weed, but I wouldn't mind having an edible every now and then.
Yeah.
But I can't. so
What you
it's
mean?
okay.
Yeah. Wait. Hold up. This guy's like, yeah.
Yeah, you know,
And
wait,
leaning
not
back.
even that. It's the way he just leaned back. Lean back.
Yeah. I was like, wait. Hold up. Wait
Yeah.
a
It's
minute.
like it's my
Look.
birthday.
It's my
Hey, let me
birth.
get an edible.
We already know Messiah back in the day. You go, on tour, and then get the McChickens because that's what he could afford at the time. And,
McChickens back in his day, bro. What are you talking about? There was no McChickens
shit.
back then.
oh, they probably
Yeah,
really
were.
Yeah, he only ate that
They
big
were.
gangbanger. That shit. That,
Oh
that
my
special
God.
That special menu.
the my cum shot.
No. Extra mayo, please.
Oh my god.
Oh my
extra,
gosh.
extra coquito.
Extra coquito. All right, guys,
Well,
we gotta start wrapping this shit up.
we
gotta
Are we
wrap
getting a
it.
sneaker of the
I
day,
drank
or
a
do
lot
we
of
just
coquito
get
today. This
the
was from
sneaker
here.
of the No Way, which was Messiah's? Are we getting something special?
We get something
Uh,
special from Nelly.
Uh-oh. Ladies
But
and gentlemen.
wait. Before we leave, we got to do fuck out of here.
Oh, okay. All right, my bad. You're right. You're
Leave
right.
the show
Oh.
without doing fuck
'Cause you
out of
know
here.
what? We were
This is
talking so much
Sue's
other
favorite.
stuff.
This is Sue's favorite section,
I skipped.
and she's on.
I skipped the whole back of Messiah's Day. We're not doing that this week.
Yeah, we're not doing
I
that. We
didn't
don't have
watch
to do
the
that.
show, but I take it they skipped it last week too.
No, we
No, we
didn't.
didn't.
No, we did it.
Oh, okay.
No, we did
No,
it.
we
Guys,
didn't.
that makes
Damn,
me
you
so
missed the
happy.
show and didn't watch it?
And didn't watch it. We got one less view.
You're
because of him.
canceled.
You see that?
You're going straight to your final.
Oh
Not a
my
write-up.
God.
Final.
All right.
Oh my
Anyway.
God.
Go ahead.
Oh, I worked with them, Christy Ann. All right, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So anyway, here we go. All right, fuck out of here. Okay, that's the episode. This is the segment we talking about. Where we're gonna go in
my God.
and we're gonna
This
tell
accent.
everybody, yo, pop the trunk. Let me get a whiff of that new car smell. Do it. Fuck out of here. All right. Let's start with the guy who created this segment. It's my boy Messiah, straight from Boston. Do it. Tell me, what's your
All right.
fuck out of
Yeah.
here segment? Let's go.
Yo, speaking of that, yeah, you ever see that commercial where they go, "It's your friendly neighbor from Boston"? You ever seen that commercial yet?
Yeah, with
Anyways.
the cars and shit, where they're trying to park him with the guy who wants to be with the guy
He's
from
like a
Office.
talk show guy, and he goes. The intro is like from Boston. And it's just funny.
Oh,
Anyway,
I don't know.
so
there's
my
the commercial though. There's also the commercial with the guy from The Office that's from Boston.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you
With Big
parked the
Papi?
car by itself. Park the car.
yeah, with Big Papi at the end.
Yeah.
How about we get the fuck out of here going?
Okay, go ahead. Fuck out of here. Messiah,
All right, so
do
here's
it.
my thing.
Do it.
Here's my thing, right? So we didn't want to get involved into politics, but I'm gonna add it to fucking politics.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
So tell me how we have a new president-elect, right? And as everybody predicted, some of the shows that I watch, like Bill Maher, anyway, he was like, this guy's not gonna want to leave. He's not gonna concede. He's just gonna like fight to not get out. And that's exactly what's happened. We're going through recounts with that because he's just being a little bitch, and he just can't accept it that he lost. You lost, bro. You lost. Get the fuck out. My favorite meme is he got everything that 2020 offered. He got COVID, got sick, got fired, and he's leaving the house. So fuck out of here. Get out. 2020 is gone. 2021, new president-elect is about to take over. So fuck out of here.
All right.
That's
Oh.
my fuck out of here.
Goldo,
Oh.
you next up. What's your fuck out of
Oh.
here?
My fuck out of here. See, I've been going too much to work because customers get me pissed off in all type of way. But I see this week I didn't have a bad week. This week it was mellow. It was a mellow week for me. So we got a new president. You know what's good.
Yeah.
I don't gotta fuck out of here this week. Except you not showing up last week because you fall asleep. Like it's
Got him.
you know, we
That's
record
your fuck outta here.
on the
That's-
same
that's
day
it. Go ahead.
every
Go
week
ahead.
for the past 6 months. I
Get 'em,
don't know.
Get him.
Like even when I get home, I like 10 minutes before recording, I was like, oh yeah, I'm meeting. Give me 2 minutes. I was like, I'll be there, but I know call no show. In this day and age in the industry, get you fired.
I guess I'm on a final.
Like, I don't know. We were kind of upset. We were like waiting for Check Monster. No pick up the phone. Don't answer the text. So that'll be my fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, Check Monster. What the fuck happened, man? We were
For the
waiting for
record-
you.
For the record, the only one who called me is the next one up, and that's my boy Nelly. Because neither you
Oh.
two motherfuckers gave the courtesy of calling me to see where I was. I could have been dead in a gutter in a street, and y'all didn't give a
text you.
shit. My boy Nelly, though,
text you.
he called me up. Text. So antiquated. You should know that. Come on, bro. If you love somebody, you call them. Do me a favor, everybody out there. Think about somebody you love. pick up the goddamn phone and call them. Don't send them a text. Don't write them a letter. Pick up the phone, call them, listen to their voice, and tell them you love them. Nelly, you up? What's your fuck out of here?
My fuck out of here. No.
Check my.
No.
I love
No.
Yo.
Yeah,
You and Michael Scott
You
on
know
your
what?
ass.
You know
No.
what? I got you, Messiah, right here. Check Monster. I'm sorry, you gonna get it. It's your session today.
Oh, that's all right. I'm already playing on you next.
My fuck out of here is this. You ready? All that shit you just said. You're like, yo, if you love somebody, fucking call them, tell you love them. You know what? Fuck out of here with that shit. You didn't even call Messiah to tell him motherfucking happy birthday. So fuck out of here.
You don't even know his birthday.
Take a pair of shoes divided by 3. It's my birthday on Christmas. No, I'm celebrating Jesus. Fuck out of here.
All right, that was actually
Fuck
pretty
out of
good.
here.
Here's mine. All right. I got to put the story into effect, right?
Oh my God! Let me get my rum ready.
You got a friend.
Is this a short story?
Oh, it's a short story.
Or is it a Messiah story?
No, it's a short story.
Okay.
So,
You got this guy that you
Like
worked with. You didn't
like the
really
Giant
know him.
season.
You move over to another store. You come back, and this guy, you and him become friends. We become really close. We become close enough to become best friends in that person's eyes. And then you don't get invited to the wedding. Then next thing you know, this guy's posting shit on fucking. Hold on, nope, it's my turn.
Let him finish.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. I have testimony.
Then you get to watch it, and you know what? The other guy on here that's supposed to be your buddy, your friend, you even had a date at a lake with, was supposed to hit you up for his fucking retirement party, and so he could be a part of the cake cutting, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you see all the pictures on Instagram, Facebook, Netflix of all these parties going on for all these events that you were never fucking invited to. So you know what? Messiah, Nelly, get the fuck out of here with this shit. Messiah, you never hit me up when you told me to save the date. Nelly, you never invited me to the wedding. I found out about that shit on the goddamn show. Fuck out of here with that shit. You gave me a goddamn 2-day notice before you got married. Messiah, you promised you were to call me at 1:30 for the cake cutting ceremony. You didn't call me. Fuck out of here with that shit.
Yep, he's
Boom.
right.
Drop the mic.
Damn.
He's right.
We still cool.
We still cool.
Get that goddamn sticker of the day.
He did say earlier that you hardly know him.
Messiah, shut your damn mouth. It's time for the best segment of the show. You know my boy Nelly coming through every week. It's the sneaker of the day. Get that shit out of here.
Yo.
Let's go.
He didn't say turd of the day, okay? He said
Thank
sneaker
you.
of the day. Jeez. I know it's your birthday and all. Don't get carried away, okay? Everybody. You guys struggled against the
Happy
Jets.
15th billion birthday. I'm sorry I missed one. Oh my God.
So actually, I put the hat back on. So I'm gonna give you out 2 today.
Hold
But
on,
I put the
real
hat
quick,
back on.
Real quick. Can I tell you real quick? I'm sorry, I know. But I should have known it was his birthday because Viper hit me up asking what year he was born in. I should have known there was a reason behind that. And I fucked
Look at
it
this
up
beauty.
and still didn't know.
Look at this beauty.
Damn. You got the answer and failed the test.
Shut up. Go ahead.
It's an open book
Give me
test.
of the day.
All right, so I put the hat back on just for this sole purpose because I actually found them. I thought I threw them out. So my one and only pair of Adidas.
Oh, I like how he said, I thought I'd throw them away.
I did.
They look clean, though. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord.
First ever for
I like
Sneaker of
that.
the day.
I like
Sneaker
that.
going into the I love it. That's the first. That will never happen again, ladies and gentlemen. You
it
were all
won't.
live to see the first ever Sneaker of the day. He threw it away.
Sneaker dump.
And now I'm going to bring out the Jordan Retro 10s. These are called the Shadow 10s here today.
Oh,
Quick
that's
look
'cause I
at
can't
those
even
there.
see 'em.
Is that suede?
Yeah. Yes, it's
That's
suede.
beautiful.
You know what it is?
And then wait. If you notice at the bottom, it has his accolades, scoring titles, and things all at the bottom of his
And
shoe.
you like
So
stepping
here's-
all over
do
his
you know what the
accolades.
nicknames are? Do you know what those
Yeah.
nicknames? Those
Well,
are
you
the
step all
Batmans.
over us when you cut us off. So what does it matter?
Those are the Batmans, right? That's the shoe out of all Nikes Batman would wear. The Shadows.
Yeah. Is that where you were when you missed the show? The Shadows?
No, I was. You see that thing? Right, I was passed out right on that motherfucker.
Was that before or after the? I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Oh, good thing you never tried.
Yeah, you never tried? No, never tried.
I never said I never tried anything. I just said I haven't done it.
That's how Check Monster. That's how Check Monster looks when he does those.
Yo.
Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in and joining us on the live. Shout out to Jeff,
Thank you,
Sue, Christy, Dennis, for out there showing us love and keeping the chat live.
Or not.
Oh, we have
Nelly
and a Carmen.
Do me a favor.
Carmen separate.
Do me a favor.
That's
Make sure you
Gordo's
wrapping it
mother.
up before you go.
that's my
'Cause,
mama.
You know, don't be.
Benedizione. Give me a second. I'm benedizione. You got a benedizione. The mother's in the room.
Just make sure.
That's why you get no pernil. That's why you get no pernil.
I love that shit though. It's my
Yo, that woman that just
We
commented
actually mentioned
is-
that. We mentioned that on that episode about you.
No.
watch
Let
it.
him watch it. Let
I'm
him
gonna
watch it.
I'm gonna go watch it.
Yo, that
I'll
woman
watch
that
it.
just commented made this coquito with love. She's the one who made this coquito.
Carmen.
Yep, that's my mama.
Oh,
That's
hey
his
mama.
mama.
Hey mama Goldo.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you for
bendición.
the pistachio coquitos.
Send me
You
some.
cannot say Mama Goldo. Like, what is wrong?
No. Don't say that again. No, don't say that again.
So I don't know
Ever.
what Goldo means.
No.
Just say bendición. That's it, bro. That's it.
Bendición.
There you go.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah,
Keep it
don't
like
say
that,
that
bro.
again.
All right. Well, can we end
Oh,
this
my-
show because it's really turning negative for me?
Yeah, it is.
Turn red. Check Monster's turning red. Look.
Can we go now? Can we?
He's
can we
looking like
go?
he's looking like a diehard Giants fan now, red and blue. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank
I have
you.
control.
I got it. Okay. Anyways, thank you guys tuning in, following. We're gonna upload
Thank
it,
you.
and please watch it. Thank you for all the interaction, guys. We love it, and thank you. And that is it for another episode of Generation.
Shine.
Shine.
Yes, sir.